This game has taken over my life. Hey, what's up, you guys? Snake here, and today I am doing my review on Super Mario Odyssey. This game is so good. Like, I just love it, and that's not my full review, but that's just a really good game. So today we're gonna be talking about a couple aspects of this game, and the good, the bad, and I'll let you know if you should buy it. Alright, well, Super Mario Odyssey is basically, story-wise, just another Mario game. Bowser kidnaps Peach and blah blah blah, all that stuff. The difference is, Bowser kidnaps not only Peach, but he kidnaps a tiara, a living tiara named Tiara, which is basically the sister of Mario's companion in this game, Cappy. That's Cappy right there. Basically, he teams up with Mario to save Peach and his sister Tiara. The story does not only follow Mario trying to save Peach this time, but now he has a companion, Cappy, which can do a lot of crazy things. Like, Cappy is your main way of actually doing things in this game. When it comes to Mario can basically ground pound and stomp on them, but Cappy is all the other fighting mechanics, including the capture mechanic, which we'll talk more about it, where you throw your hat on someone or something and you can control it. First off, we're going to talk about the adventure. So, the adventure itself in a Mario game is a completely different format. It's like what Nintendo did with Breath of the Wild, and I feel like Nintendo's big thing for the Switch this year is changing the format of so many other games. Because Breath of the Wild, the big thing was, it's not a regular Zelda game, it's this big MMORPG, open world kind of thing. And that's kind of the thing with Mario Odyssey. It's not a 2D side-scroller anymore. There's no fixed path. It's all open world, and you can do whatever you want. The open world allows you to explore and do whatever the hell you want. You can do it. You can do the storyline in any way you want, not in any order. But you can. The way you play the game can be different from the way someone else plays the game, because you can choose where you want to go to first. When you reach two separate kingdoms, you decide. Everything changes in the game, and it being open world means you can make decisions, and it just changes the format of Mario itself. Kingdoms are really cool. They're really diverse. It goes from a city to a desert to the ancient dinosaur times. There's so many changes, and this diversity means there's so much to do. The storyline, while I do feel like it's short, and I'm gonna beat it too quickly because I didn't beat the game yet. The storyline, though, is really long. The storyline, although pretty basic, is still pretty unique, and actually I'll give it to Nintendo because it feels like a Mario game in terms of like the mini bosses and all that stuff, but it gives you that nice aspect of the game. And even after you beat the main storyline, which is a really like big storyline, there's post game and other things unlock. The main thing about the game is that you collect moons, and in total there's over 800 moons. When you're playing through the main storyline, you'll have a certain amount of moons unlocked. You have to actually beat the game to unlock the rest. So, storyline and post-game are just really good. The adventure is really diverse, and even if you don't want to go off the main storyline, there's so many mini-games. They're nothing special to the story, they're just basic little gimmicky mini-games, like jump rope, racing cars, stuff like that, and it adds that sort of diversity to the game, to the adventure and the game itself. Now on to the challenge of the game. Okay, while beating the main story is obviously the main objective in a Mario game or any video game, I think in Mario Odyssey, one big thing is getting as many moons as possible. Look, to finish the base story, you need a minimum of 120 moons, and that's if you get the minimum required to move on to the next kingdom and then actually beat the game. The thing is, moons are region specific, so it's not like I can collect double the amount of moons needed in this kingdom and I'm not going to need as many in the next, because it's all region specific. Obviously, the real goal here is just to explore and get as many moons as possible, and that's the real challenge, because there's over 800, and while you will feel like you're getting to 100, 200 pretty quickly, eventually as you get less and less moons in a kingdom left, they're going to be hard to find, because moons can be doing a mission, solving a puzzle or a riddle, or even just finding them in a hidden area. That's why people were like, oh, why'd you get the collector's guide? Because while it is a collector's guide and I want it for the collector fact, I want to complete this game, and if I need to, I will use that guide to find the moons. Mario himself changed completely too. I think the biggest changes with Mario is Cappy, because Cappy is just so diverse in what he does. You can throw him upwards, downwards, and like spin him around you, sort of like a force field type of thing. And Cappy is basically your main way of fighting, other than stomping on them. They got rid of all the abilities and they made Cappy your only ability, but it's really cool because he's used more than just for an ability. He's used to help you platform throughout the world, because you can like use him as a way to jump on things. He helps in the exploration process by giving you an easier way to platform and parkour, because that's the really main thing in any platformer game. But also he replaces every ability, because the idea of abilities like the fire flower and the star and all that is that it goes into you. And I think the funny thing is that when you throw Cappy, you go into the thing that gives you the ability. Because that's the main thing that they want to sell for Mario Odyssey, is that you could throw Cappy, and then whatever he lands on, like, it has to be compatible in the game, but if he lands on something and you possess it and capture it, you can actually use their abilities. I think that change to Mario alone is enough to show that this really is a new thing for Mario. And aside from that, I love the little tidbits, like they have regional coins for region, and those coins are used to unlock outfits for that area. And basically in every kingdom, there's one specific door that you can't go through unless you're dressed a certain way and dressed like you're part of that kingdom. So it's just the way the outfits affect the environment and the actual gameplay of it. He has so many diverse outfits. A lot of them are like throwbacks to different games that he's been in and like all these things, but it actually affects the game itself. Now I'm gonna do some like little final verdict, good or bad type of things. The good stuff is the story and the post game are amazing. It's enough to keep you around for hours, because like the main story is long. If you feel like you're gonna complete it really quickly, I felt that way. No, you don't. From what I've seen, no one, like, it takes a while to complete it. And the post game is just, it unlocks way more than you'd believe. It unlocks extra kingdoms, and it just adds so much to the story. There are over 800 moons in this game, meaning 100% of this game will be a lot of fun, because unlike Breath of the Wild, where you have to go around collecting 900 Korok seeds and just going to 900 little places and talking to a leaf, you know, collecting the moons is fun, because it means doing like solving a riddle, or doing a puzzle, or doing a mission, or just finding a hidden location. I think 100%ing it will be a lot of fun. So yes, that is a really good thing about the game. I want a game that's very lengthy, and to 100% it gives me a lot of gameplay. The kingdoms are so diverse in the layouts, like for example the city, one of the biggest kingdoms in Moons, is so small but very high up, so platform, like skyscrapers is a big thing. You want to platform from one skyscraper to the other. There's different mechanics, where there's a lot of hills, you're going to want to do little techniques. I don't want to spoil anything, but even what you capture and how you use their abilities changes. The cutscenes are amazing. I think they're just beautiful cutscenes. They're really well done. They're a bit long, but like if you really just want to get through it, you could skip. Like going from one kingdom to the other, there's always that same cutscene, and it is a bit long and tedious. You could skip it if you really want to, but they're just really beautiful cutscenes. Cappy is a new fun addition. I spoke about him a lot, and I really enjoy Cappy. I love that you could possess things and go into them and do these crazy tactics. I love how he turns platforming to a whole new level. The last thing is the action guide. Thank you, Nintendo, for the action guide, because every game gives you the control guide. Obviously, they show you the controls. There's a set of combinations, like left bumper and like B, do like certain movements. And the action guide is a perfect guide to show you all these movements and how to do them. It's kind of like a cheat, but at the same time, it's better to have this guide. So if you really don't remember how to do a certain technique, but you know you can do it, you can check it there and not just have to scramble with the controls or look at it online. This is a beautiful game, but the bad thing is it's too focused on motion controls. Now, Nintendo wants you to use the Joy-Con separately. They say that's how you recommend playing it, the one in each hand, and using motion controls like throwing your hat up, spinning it around, shaking. And it emphasizes too much on motion control, because you can do all these things without it. I mean, sometimes I do like that you can just like use the motion control like really quickly and do it. Like, it is nice sometimes if they focus too much on it. If it was a little bit, like Breath of the Wild had a bit of motion control on it, but it wasn't super needed, then yeah, I would agree. But they're emphasizing too much on it, and it kind of ruins it. It's like, step away from motion control for a bit and focus on just I know I'm saying this to Nintendo is kind of weird, but just focus on a regular style that everyone does. Nintendo's always moving away from that, but I don't think motion control is the way to go, and that's why I can't say the game is perfect. Motion controls are really not good. On top of that, the game gives too much advice. I'm trying to jump from one platform to another, and because of the 3D spacing, I sometimes like jump off the wall by accident and don't catch the other one, just because it's a 3D spacing and I just didn't realize it. And then it'll give me in the corner how to do it, but it's like, I don't need to know how to do it. Stop giving me this advice. And I know you probably can turn it off. It's not like I want to insist mode or anything. That's the thing. It's not that like I need the advice. I clearly opted to not have advice or any help. And I feel like when it gives you information like that, it's like it's trying to hold your hand, and it's like, just let me play the game and figure it out. Final thoughts, I think Mario Odyssey is tied with Mario 64 for the greatest Mario game ever. Even though sales are so much better on Mario Odyssey than they were on the 64, and they're already saying this is the best Mario game ever, I still think it's tied. Mario 64 is a gem of when it came out. It's the father of its time. So yes, I do believe that it's very important. That it doesn't beat it. It doesn't beat the game because it takes a lot of inspiration from that game. The game finally moves from Mario's very standard format of 2D and finally goes into this cool open world 3D stuff. The exploring is really fun, but the motion controls suck. And that's why Mario Odyssey is getting a 9 on 10 from me. Honestly, it shouldn't be a surprise, especially if you know me, that I was going to give this game such a good review. But the motion controls feel too forced. Because of it, the handheld feels really sad. I don't think I spoke about this, but because of motion controls, it doesn't make the handheld experience feel really nice to use because of the motion controls in handheld mode, and it holds your hand too much. These three little things is why I can't give it a 9 out of 10. I can't give it a perfect, but it's almost perfect because the storyline's amazing. You can adventure for hours, and I don't think you'll get bored of this game. That's all I have for today. Give this video a like if you did enjoy it. Share with your friends and family to help us grow to almost 400 subscribers. And lastly, subscribe. New videos every Tuesday and Saturday. Anyways, guys, I'm Snake. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.